All right, good morning, Commissioner Procco. This is the 8 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 26, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month will apply to all matters on this calendar as well. All right, when you hear your name, please step up to the podium that's here in the center of the courtroom. At the end of your hearing today, you are going to be receiving paperwork, and that will cover everything we go over in here, which does include your next court dates, as well as all of your release conditions. For those of you who will be out of custody prior to your next court date, I do recommend contacting the court in advance of that date so you can verify your hearing details. You can also check to see if there are other ways of appearing, since some of the courts do still allow for virtual appearances for some hearing types. Please keep in mind you have the right to remain silent. Everything you say in the courtroom is being recorded, both audio and video, and could be used in a future court proceeding. Just for the, any Spanish matters, do we have any?
We don't.
Okay.
I'll let Manny know.
Okay, sounds good. Or I'll just have them do an announcement just to make sure we're not missing anybody. Hi, Mr. Venegas, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Okay, so I don't think we have any Spanish matters, but since I do have you on the line, if you could just ask to make sure that there's no one in here who would need your assistance.
Yes, Your Honor. ¿Alguien aquí ocupa interpretación? ¿Alguien aquí no habla inglés? Levante su mano para poder interpretarle o diga su nombre.
Oh, we do have one.
What's your name?
What was his name? Do you know? Number 8, okay. All right, sir, if you could state your full name and your date of birth.
Hola, señor. ¿Podrá decirme su nombre, sus apellidos y también la fecha de nacimiento de usted?
Gabriel Cabrera Félix. En 2003.
Cabrera Félix.
Ajá. El 2003, del 3 de abril.
April 3rd, 2003.
All right, Mr. Venegas, you can go and do your appearance.
Fernando Venegas with the Interpreter's Office.
All right, Mr. Cabrera, you are here for a new case that'll be out of the Moon Valley Justice Court.
Señor, estás aquí presente por un caso que usted tiene en el Juzgado de La Paz de Moon Valley. De Moon Valley.
The charge that has been submitted is one count of failing to show a driver's license or ID, which is a misdemeanor offense.
Tiene usted un punto de acusación de incumplimiento de presentar una licencia de conducir o identificación. Esto es una falta.
This is not an offense that qualifies for court-appointed counsel, but you do have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this case.
Ahora, ese tipo de acusación no es uno que califique para un abogado de oficio, pero usted, señor, tiene derecho de contratar abogado por cuenta propia. Programado usted es para el día 11 de abril. Es para la lectura formal de la acusación a las 10 de la mañana en el Juzgado de La Paz de Moon Valley. Esto estará por escrito en la documentación que va a recibir.
In this matter, released on your own recognizance, that is going to be your promise to appear.
Y con esto usted saldrá bajo con caución juratoria, con su promesa de presentarse a esta cita en el tribunal.
Do you have any questions at this time?
¿Tienes preguntas, señor?
No.
No.
All right. Sir, if you want to go ahead and step over to your left, you can go and have a seat. Thank you.
Muy bien, señor. Puedes pasar de aquí a su izquierda y tome asiento. Gracias.
All right, Mr. Venegas, thanks so much for logging in. I believe that was the only hand that we had, so we are good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
All right, so let's go ahead and proceed with Taylor Johnson. After that, it's going to be Destiny Ibarra. All right, Mr. Johnson, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Taylor Johnson, 2997.
All right, sir. You are here for an out-of-county warrant. This is for a warrant that was issued out of the Cochise County Superior Court It is a post-adjudication warrant issued in that matter. So in this case, an arraignment hearing is set March 31 at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the Cochise County Superior Court. This is a non-bailable warrant. In other words, you're not eligible for release. That does mean, imagine that would be something they would transport on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
All right. You want to go and step over? Go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right. So we have Destiny, Ibarra, and then Tyrese McDaniel up after that. Hi, ma'am. Your full name and date of birth?
Destiny Denise for Ibarra, 02/2000.
All right. Thank you. You were here for a warrant that was issued for a direct complaint that's been filed. And I know you've already got some other open cases. So this one's for 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony with the offense dated December 17 of 2024. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference April 1 at 8:30, evidentiary hearing April 2nd at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing April 3rd at 8:30. So in this case, because you were on felony release in this matter at the time, those other offenses, or at least 2 of them, I think there were 2 of them that you were on felony release for at the time, not the 3rd. Because you're on felony release, you have to be non-bailable here at your initial appearance. Okay, so that's why we set that evidentiary hearing, and you can talk to your attorney about that, whether or not you're even going to go forward with that, because they might have already something arranged with the state, but that's something you'll have to talk to your attorney about, okay?
Okay.
All right, any questions regarding that?
No, thank you.
You want to go and step over? You can go and have a seat. All right, so we've got Mr. McDaniel. After that, Juan Rodriguez Vitale. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Tyrese McDaniel, 03/25/07.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior. Public Defender has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set April 1 with a preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The location where this took place certainly put quite a few people in danger of having something happen to them in this matter. It's for that reason I do believe that a significant bond is appropriate, because I do believe you do represent a danger to the community given the nature of the offense that you're here for today. So for that reason, you are being released on a $250,000 secured appearance bond. That is the amount you have to post in order to be released prior to your court date. If you do get released, it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring to be installed prior to your release, and you also have orders not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant. You cannot possess any weapons.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me regarding this?
No.
All right, so if you want to go and step over, we'll get you your paperwork so you can have a seat. All right, with Mr. Rodriguez, Manuel Guerrero will be up next.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, good morning.
Juan Rodriguez, 10178.
Did you say your full name? I'm sorry.
Juan Manuel Rodriguez, Vitela,
And then what was your date of birth?
10178.
It's 78?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so in this matter, you do have a new case that'll be out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of conspiracy. That's a Class 3 felony. 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs for sale. It's actually a Class 2 felony. And 1 count of the use of an electronic communications device during a drug transaction, Class 4 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set April 1 with the preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, specifically the drug sales allegation, you do have a bond in this matter. That's a $35,000 cash-only appearance bond. So that is the amount you would have to post in order to be released prior to your next court date here. You also have orders not to have any contact with any complainant witness involved in this matter or any co-defendant, if there is one, and I don't know if there is one or not. But do you have any questions for me at this time?
No question.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork, thank you. All right, sir, Mr. Guerrero, and then Emilio Saucedo will be up next. Sir, behind the podium, and your full name and your date of birth.
Good morning, Your Honor. Manuel Guerrero, 010902.
thank you. You are here for a new case out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. There are several counts that have been submitted here today. One count of possession of narcotic drugs for sale, which is a Class 2 felony. One count of marijuana for sale, Class 3 felony. One count of possession of narcotic drugs, and one count of possession of a weapon during a drug offense. Those are both Class 4 felonies. One count of tampering with physical evidence, and one count of possession of drug paraphernalia. Those are both Class 6 felonies. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on April 1 with the preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those will take place at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Based on the allegations, or based on the nature of the charges, as well as the allegations in the Form 4 regarding the alleged tampering with evidence and the failure to respond to officers, you do have a bond in this matter. That is a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $75,000. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, you're also ordered not to have any contact with any complainant, witness, or co-defendant if there is one. You're also ordered not to possess any weapons while on release. So that would include in your vehicle, on your person, in your home. Okay, any questions regarding that? All right, sir, if you want to step over, you can go ahead and pick up your paperwork over there. Hi, Mr. Saucedo, and then we've got Abdi Ramon. I brought in today for a grand jury warrant. And I know you're already in custody on another case, so this would be a separate matter. So this is for an indictment that's been filed now. It alleges one count of burglary in the 3rd degree, which is a Class 4 felony. This has an offense dated July 29 of 2024. So the Office of Public Defense Services has been appointed to represent you. You'll likely have the same attorney you have in your other open matter. You have an arraignment hearing set April 2nd at 8:30. That will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in this warrant's been affirmed. That's a $60,000 secured appearance bond. If I'm recalling correctly, I think that was the same amount of your other one, so you would have 2 bonds in that amount. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir. If you want to step over, you can go and pick up your paperwork. Thank you. All right, Mr. Abdi Rahman, and then Alexandra Olvera will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Abdurrahman Abdi, April 20, 1978.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a new case out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. The charges that have been brought forth here are 2 counts of manslaughter, a Class 2 felony, 2 counts of endangerment, that's a Class 6 felony. Those are the counts that I did find probable cause on here today. Based on the information provided in the Form 4, there is an additional count of aggravated assault involving serious physical injury that I did not find probable cause on, which does not necessarily mean that charge is going away, but I was not provided with sufficient information regarding the scope of the injuries to find probable cause. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set April 1 with a preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on the nature of the offense, the fact that we do have 2 separate victims here, including you do have a bond in this matter that is $50,000. You're not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol while on release. You also still must contact probation within 72 hours of your release from any facility, because you do still have to comply with all terms of probation. You're also ordered not to operate a motor vehicle under any circumstance until further court order, even if your driver's license is valid. Your next case here is your probation matter. The reason it's here today is because a Term 1 violation was alleged. So that's for the new offense, okay? That's involving the charges we just went over. The public defender's been appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing April 2nd at 8:30. And in that matter, there is a $500 secured appearance bond. So you'll get paperwork for both of these cases. It's going to include all the information that I've just gone over here for you. But do you have any questions for me regarding either matter?
No, everything will be on the paperwork.
It will be.
Yes,
Everything I just went through will be on the paperwork.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right, so we have Ms. Olvera, and then Lucille Stotts will be up next. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Alexandra Olvera, January 19, 1984.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a grand jury warrant that's been issued. It's for an indictment that has been filed, it looks like, just within the last couple days. The charges here are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, that's a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, 1 count of disobeying a court order, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor. The date of offense here is December 26th of 2024. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have an arraignment hearing set April 2nd at 8:30 at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant has been affirmed. That's a $20,000 secured appearance bond. Any questions? All right, ma'am. If you want to step over, you want to pick up that paperwork. We have Lucille Stotts and then David Gibbons up after that. Hi, ma'am. Your full name and date of birth?
Lucille Stotts, 829.
All right, thank you. You are here for 2 separate matters. I'm going to go ahead and start that just came in. This will be for new charges out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of Class 3 felonies, 12 counts of organized retail theft, Class 4 felonies, and 1 count of artifice shoplift. That's also a Class 4 felony. There are several dates of offense. In fact, I think you had like 12 dates of offense in this matter. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a status conference set on April 1st, preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. That'll be at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. This does indicate that you are certainly a prolific offender, given the fact of how many dates of offense you have for the exact same offense that you just repeatedly did over and over again, sometimes within a span of just a couple days of each other. For that reason, you do have a bond in this case. That's a $25,000 cash-only appearance bond. If you do post bond and are released from custody, you are ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, any of these stores. You are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness, or co-defendant in your matter. You are also not to possess any weapons, and you do have a probation matter here, so if you do get released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. So your probation case is also on the calendar today because a petition to revoke was previously filed, and that's going to be for a violation of terms 3, 4, and 5 of your probation terms, so the public defender is appointed there as well. Revocation arraignment hearing set April 2nd at 8:30, and in that matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. This one's a $50 secured appearance bond. So you'll get paperwork for both individual matters that'll have that information in it, but do you have any questions regarding either of these 2 cases here? All right, if you want to go and step over, go ahead and pick up that paperwork. All right, so we have David Gibbons and then Adrian Lopez next. Hi, sir, your full name and date of birth?
David Brian Gibbons, October 4th, 1982.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree. That's a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of burglary tools, Class 6 felony. 1 count of possession of burglary tools master key. That's also a Class 6 felony. 1 count of shoplift, Class 1 misdemeanor. 1 count of criminal trespass. That is a Class 3 misdemeanor, as it's a 3rd degree count. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on April 1, the preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did review your criminal history. Looks like you have about 9 prior felony convictions, including multiple theft-related, burglary-related offenses. And I do see that you were recently, or no, not recently, because it was over 6 years ago, that you were sentenced to 6 years in the Department of Corrections back in 2018. So certainly if you are convicted in this matter, you are looking at a term in the Department of Corrections once again. You do have a bond in this case. That's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post that bond and are released from custody, it would be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring to be installed prior to your release. You also have orders not to return to the scene of the offense because you were already trespassed from those locations anyway. You are not to have any contact with any victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons since you do have prior felony convictions. Do you have any questions regarding that information?
Yeah, the secured appearance means what, 10%? Is that what that is, or that?
You do have yes, it is a secured appearance bond, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company. As far as what they would require, though, you need to contact them. So you'll have access to phones, and they'll have lists of phone numbers that you can call.
Right.
Okay? All right, so we have Adrian Lopez, and then Edward Leva will be up next. All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Adrian D. Lopez, 62089.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a grand jury warrant that was issued. This is for an indictment that's been filed. It alleges 1 count of possession or transporting dangerous drugs for sale. That's a Class 2 felony. The offense states so the public defender has been appointed to represent you. You do have a arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30 a.m. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I know you're already in custody for your probation matters. I think you are non-bailable in those cases, so you do have to remain in custody at this time at least. So the bond in your warrant has been affirmed. That's a $5,000 secured appearance bond. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, it's cool.
All right, go ahead and step over. You want to pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we have Edward Leva, and then Omri Grumpton will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
My name is Eduardo Jose Leva Jr., 61586.
All right, what did you say your full name was again?
Eduardo Jose Leva Jr.
Is Leva your name?
It's Leva, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, I misheard you when you were saying that then. All right, so you are here for a new case, or I'm sorry, not a new case. You are here for a bench warrant that was issued. That is for a failure to appear in CR 2025-104-732. In that matter, you have a preliminary hearing now set April 3rd at 8:30. That would be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in your warrant has been affirmed. That is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. That is the amount you have to post to be released prior to your court date you have on April 3rd. Do you have any questions regarding that?
Well, I tried to call my attorney and let her know that my car broke down. That was the reason why I was having car troubles to get here to this court.
And unfortunately, there is no notification to the court, so you can certainly speak with your attorney about anything that happened there. But you also didn't comply with pretrial services, so you are going to have a bond at this point.
All right.
All right, so we've got Omri Granton and then James Riccabona will be up next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Omari Grampton and 060402.
All right, thank you. You are here for two separate cases. Both of these are your probation matters. So in each of your probation cases, there was a warrant issued. It is for a petition to revoke alleging a violation of terms 2, 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation term. Your court in downtown Phoenix. The bond in each of these warrants has been affirmed. So the $750 secured appearance bond. Second is a $1,000 secured appearance bond. So $1,750 is the total for both.
Yes, ma'am.
If you do postpone it, I release, since you're on IPS for that level of supervision, you do need to contact probation within 24 hours rather than the standard 72.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions about that?
No, ma'am, my bad. I'm sorry.
All right. That information will be in your paperwork as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. All right. So we have James Riccobono and Joe Scroggins will be up next. All right, sir. Your full name and date of birth?
James Christopher Riccobono, and 3/27/1886.
Thank you. So you're here on an out-of-county warrant. This one's issued out of the Pima County Superior Court in case number CR 2024-0298. So in this matter, an arraignment hearing's been set March 31 at 8:30. That would be at the Pima County Superior Court. The bond in the warrant has been affirmed. That's going to be a $500 secured appearance bond. So if you do end up posting bond and you are released from custody, you do still need to appear at your court date down in Pima County, or another warrant could issue. I do recommend contacting them in advance to verify those hearing details.
Yeah, this is for the misdemeanor matters? Or?
It is not. It says it is a felony matter. It says it is a theft case. Yep, it is a Class 2 felony involving theft with an offense date of October 1 of 2022.
Okay. I have an attorney.
February 14 of 2020.
Yeah, I have an attorney out there. So I don't understand what.
They're saying you failed to appear back in February, which is when they issued the warrant, which is why they issued the warrant. Certainly about that, anything dealing with that, but at this time, this is their warrant, which they have confirmed. So we are going to be abiding by the terms that they have in the warrant.
So my attorney, I could just still talk to them, and they're still my attorneys?
Unless something's changed with that, but this is out of another court, so
Right.
I can't even see if you were appointed counsel. I can't see anything about your case. I just have their warrant.
Okay.
Okay? But you can certainly try those attorneys.
So I have to post a $500 bond on this?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay? All right, if you want to go and step over, you want to pick up that paperwork there. All right, so we have Joe Scroggins and then Carlos Parr will be next. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Joe Scroggins, 4/28/87.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That's going to be for a petition filed in your probation case alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation term. So the public defender has been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30. And in this matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $250 secured appearance bond. So if you do post bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about any of that?
So you said my bond is $250?
$250, that's correct.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, we have Carlos Parra and Lawrence Miller up next. Okay, so your full name and date of birth?
Carlos Ernesto Parra, 10-19-99.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a warrant that was issued. This one is going to be for a direct complaint that was filed. It alleges one count of possession of narcotic 2020. Been appointed. You do have a conference April 1st, preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those are going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in your case, I did do that $50 cash only appearance bond. I'm putting that in place because I know you're already in custody in the other matter. So I want to make sure they know you're in custody in this matter as well. Okay?
Yes.
Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. If you want to step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork that's over there for you. Thank you. All right. So we have Lawrence Miller and then Michael. Juan will be up next.
Hello.
All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Lawrence Joshua Miller, 122487.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a direct complaint that was filed in your matter. The charges on that complaint are one count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, one count of attempted robbery, Class 5 felony, one count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony, one count of leaving the scene of an accident, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The date of offense for all of these counts is June 21 of 2024. So in this matter, I do show that this is a page 2. In other words, you were already in custody and they page 2'd you on this. What are you currently in custody for?
I was in custody for to do 1 day so I can get out to get my driver license. I got pulled over with narcotics.
Okay, so you were doing a 1 day term.
Yeah, just a 1 day term. Yes.
Okay. All right. So in this matter, based on the financial information that was submitted to the court, I don't show you qualify for court-appointed counsel. You do have the right to retain an attorney on your own behalf to represent you in this case. So if you believe this is incorrect and you should qualify for court-appointed counsel, you can bring that up here today. You can also bring that up at your next court date that you have here, okay?
So am I leaving from here?
Let me finish talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. First time in. I'm sorry.
All right. Status conference is set April 10, preliminary hearing April 14, both at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown. Given the otherwise, it's a nominal bond on your warrant. So given that, as well as the fact that I don't show you received notice of the summons that went out, it is a failed summons. It was sent back return mail. You are being released today, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring to be installed prior to your release. So yes, you are being released today from custody in this matter, assuming you have no other holds in place.
No other holds. Okay, but what is electronic mount?
That's an ankle monitor.
Ankle monitor?
Yeah, they'll let you know about it. They'll explain it to you because you'll meet with pretrial services. You also have orders not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, witness in this matter.
Okay.
Any questions about that?
God bless you.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, sir. If you want to go and step over and go and pick up that paperwork there. All right, so we have Michael Wong and then Patricia Benitez will be up next. Michael Wong. No, Michael Wong. Oh, we do have him. Okay. Michael Wong. Okay, what did he bring in? All right, so your full name and date of birth?
So 1198.
12/11 of 98?
Yeah.
And also your full name.
Michael Wong.
You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of possession of narcotic drugs, which is a Class 4 felony, one count of shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor. The public defender has been appointed. You do have a status conference at April 10 with a preliminary hearing April 14, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, you are being released, but it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services, so you'll receive some additional information regarding that before you go. It will include their contact information because you do have to stay checked in with them while on release. You're also ordered not to return to the scene of the offense, not to have any contact with any alleged complainant or witness. It does look like you might have a Phoenix matter as well. If that is the case and you have not seen that court yet, you do still need to see them. That's a completely separate case from this. So even though you're getting released in here, that's a completely separate court, and you could have different release conditions there. All right?
Yeah.
All right, you want to go and step on? I'm going to pick up that paperwork there. All right, so we do have Patricia Benitez. I saw Ms. Benitez sitting down there. And then we've got Victor Gonzalez up after that. Hi, ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Patricia Benitez, 11/18/1981.
Thank you, ma'am. So you were here for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony. The public defender has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on April 10, preliminary hearing April 14, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Based on a review of your history, as well as the nature of the offense here, you are being released on your own recognizance. It is going to be your promise to appear at all future court dates. Do you have any questions for me regarding that? All right, if you want to go ahead and step over, you're going to pick up that paperwork over there. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so we have Victor Gonzalez.
Hello.
All right, sir, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Victor Anthony Gonzalez, March 19, 2001.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for, looks like a probation violation warrant that was issued. This is for a petition to revoke that was filed earlier this month. It alleges a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. The public defender's office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30. And that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. Because they only put a nominal bond on your warrant, it was just a $50 bond. I'm not going to set that amount. I'm going to go ahead and release you here today to appear at that next court date on your own. So you are being released on your own recognizance, but you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. Within 72 hours of your release, you do need to contact probation and otherwise comply with the rest of those, with the rest of your terms of probation. So if you fail to do that, I'll just warn you right now, they can do a supplemental petition to revoke. Probably won't have the same luck next time you come through then, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you want to pick up that paperwork that's over there. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so we have Jamie McElroy and Ryan Ahern will be up next. And show your full name and date of birth.
Jamie McElroy, June 5th, 1995.
Thank you, sir. So you've got 2 separate cases here. They are both probation violation warrants that were issued. So in your 2 probation matters, there is a petition to revoke filed in each one alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. So the public defender's office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. So in this matter, because there was just a minimal bond in both of your warrants as well, I am going to be releasing you in each one of these to show it's your first reinstatement in both matters as well. So you are being released, but it is still subject to the supervision of probation. You do still need to comply with all terms of probation. You also need to contact them within 72 hours of your release from this facility. And I'll just warn you as well that a violation of probation, a continued violation, or your failure to contact them, that could result in a supplemental petition to revoke, and you won't get released the next time you come through. Okay, you'll end up with either a bond or being held without bond. Do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there. All right, so we have Ryan Ahern, and after that, we just have Mr. Michaud. Hi, Mr. Ahern, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Ryan Daniel Aaron, 4/28/92.
All right, so you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. There are 2 counts that have been alleged here: unlawful flight from law enforcement, which is a Class 5 felony, and reckless driving, a Class 1 misdemeanor with the offense date of January 3rd. I was not able to find probable cause on the counts that were submitted here today. So what that means for you is it doesn't mean those charges are going away. They did not provide me with enough information in order to make that finding here today, okay? So I am still going to be appointing the public defender's office to represent you. You do still have a status conference set April 10 with a preliminary hearing April 14, both at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Yeah. So in this matter, because I did not set any probable cause, or I did not find any probable cause, I cannot set any release conditions. Okay, so you are being released without any conditions being imposed in this matter. All right, do you have any questions about that?
No, as long as I have a piece of paper.
Yeah, and I'll have the address for the court, the location that you need to go to.
Thank you.
Okay? I do recommend contacting the court a few days in advance just to verify those hearing details, okay?
Thank you. I was so scared about my job. I'm so
Go
sorry.
ahead and step over. You can go and pick up that paperwork. Thank you. All right, before we have our last matter here, I'm going to go ahead and do our house call here. I need to put on record. So that is going to be for Carlos Oliva, date of birth 11/21 of 92. And I don't have why he's a house call. Do you know why he was a house call?
Yes, he didn't want to rescind that for court. So we have to drag him out of the court waiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so he's here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleged 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, class 6 felony. Public defender's been appointed. Status conference April 1, preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. Those will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, he has a $500 secured appearance bond. This next case is his probation matter, which a petition to revoke was filed alleging a violation of term 3. And the public defender's been appointed. Revocation of remit hearing set April 2nd at 8:30. And in this matter, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $250 secured appearance bond. So we have someone coming back for a pickup.
Your Honor, we have one more.
I understand that,
Oh, okay.
but we do need a pickup.
Oh, okay. One, and you must be right. Okay. You're gonna step out. What is your
You know what? I need to make a change to this one. I got 1 count wrong for the no PC. I marked the wrong one.
You're gonna still read it.
All right, are we ready to go?
Yes,
All right. Mr. Michaud, if you could step in the courtroom, sir.
Hi, Your Honor.
Hi, sir. Your full name and date of birth?
Michael James Michaud, February 8th, 1966.
All right, thank you, sir. So you were here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging one count of stalking, a Class 5 felony, one count of unlawful viewing of a videotape involving sex or nudity, a Class 5 felony, one count of voyeurism involving sexual stimulation, a Class 5 felony, 6 counts of aggravated harassment involving an order of protection, Class 6 felony, and 6 counts of disobeying a court order. That is a Class 1 misdemeanor. Those are the counts that I did find probable cause on based on the information submitted. There was an additional count of unlawful distribution of images involving nudity or sex, which is a Class 5 felony that I did not find probable cause on. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going away, but I was not given enough information to proceed on it here today. So in this matter, I do show that you don't qualify for court-appointed counsel based on the information submitted here today. You do, of course, have the right to retain an attorney to represent you in this case. If you believe that is incorrect and you should qualify based on your financial situation, you could either bring that up here or you can bring that up at your next court date as well. So your next court date is a status conference April 1 with the preliminary hearing April 3rd, both at 8:30. And that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did take into account that any history that you have, I think, was fairly dated, and also that you self-surrendered in this matter after speaking with officers. So I certainly did weigh that in determining release conditions in this matter, but I also do have to consider the nature of the offense that you're here for, which does involve multiple dates of offense involving a harassment of one alleged victim. In this matter, you do have a bond that's a $7,500 secured appearance bond. And if you do post bond and are released from custody, it is going to be subject to the supervision of pretrial services with electronic monitoring. You're going to continue to have orders not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness in this matter. You must still obey all terms of the order of protection that's already been issued and served on you in this case. And I do just need to warn you that a violation of a no victim contact order and a criminal release order that could constitute aggravated harassment, which you've already been charged with here. So basically, any further violations of that order of protection or this court order would result in another felony offense. If you do come in on a new felony while being on felony release in this matter, you would be non-bailable at that point. You would just be held in custody. All right? Do you have any questions regarding that?
Any questions? No.
All right, so if you want to go ahead and step over, you can go ahead and pick up that paperwork.
Thank you.
It's going to be over there for you.
Yeah, we take the word and I'll do it later in a minute.
They tell you to come back. Well, that is the typical. Like, go do the board paperwork, and they'll give you a date. And typically, how long is the process in each meeting? Yeah, it's just helpful work on this. So I think it's going to be time for Your Honor, this is the jail. Just so you're advised, Scott Roy is still out of the facility at the hospital. And we want to start with Jordan Thomas. He is a police side.
Okay, thank you. Scott Roy Scott, the first one.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Thomas Joseph Reardon.
All right, good morning, sir. This is the time set for your initial appearance, Mr. Bearden. I'm seeing you on some misdemeanor charges for threatening and intimidating and assault, which are misdemeanors out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. So, sir, today, if I release you, do you have somewhere you can go? Do you have some stable housing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where do you live?
3514 East Glen Street, Tucson.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Bearden, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear at your next court date. Include no firearms or weapons. No contact with the enlisted victim in this case. Don't go to try to find them or anything. Don't go to the incident location. Your next court date, Mr. Bearden, is going to be April 28th at 9:30 a.m. at the Tucson City Court. You'll get a sheet of paper before you get released from jail this morning. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence and you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're on warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. It's in your best interest to show up to court and get this taken care of. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. And it's also the time set for your arraignment. You're presumed innocent. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf, sir. All right, you're excused for today. Thank you.
Let me just ask you real quick, if you, what time on the 28th?
9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Counsel at the jail, can I get your name, please?
Biddy Daubert with the public.
Oh, thank you, Miss Daubert. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Good to see you, Your Honor.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your name, please?
Jaden Robeson.
All right, Mr. Robeson, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some felony charges for aggravated assault, armed robbery, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated robbery, minor in possession of a firearm, and discharge of firearm in city limits. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney at all proceedings. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. I got to set some release conditions. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is $50,000. Mr. Poston, do you have anything further to add?
Your Honor, this person is alleged to have absolutely beat somebody to a pulp and then shot him in the neck. The alleged victim positively identified the defendant as the shooter, and we're looking at, he's got a significant juvie record. This is a firearms crime. But for the good work of medical professionals, we would be looking at a murder charge here, Your Honor, $50,000. His age is absolutely irrelevant in this case.
All right, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
And just a correction to the facts. The interim complaint makes it very clear that these were non-life-threatening injuries. Nevertheless, we acknowledge that these are serious charges. Mr. Robeson is 17 years old. I ask that you consider that and consider releasing him to the supervision of his family. If you're unwilling to do that, I think that a bond closer to $5,000 is appropriate.
All right, thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. An order bond of $30,000, cash are secured, release to pretrial if posted. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, absolutely no firearms. Monitoring treatment is directed by pretrial. No contact with any, the alleged victim of the case. Do not go to the incident location. And once you're released, provide an attorney with proof of your address. Your next court date, Mr. Robeson, is going to be April 7th at 1:30 p.m., which is a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go, so just keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today.
Your Honor, this is a Joe. We're still waiting for William Daniel to get here, so we're gonna do Ramirez Brianna next.
Okay, thank you. Morning, can I get your name, please?
It's January 24th, 1998.
Thank you, Ms. Ramirez. This is the time set for a review hearing. So you are still in custody due to a probation. I think you're serving a jail sentence right now.
Yeah, I'm terminating out my probation for a year.
Okay, do you know when that ends?
On April 22nd, I believe.
Okay. All right, so this is for the Maricopa County warrant that you're being held on. So we'll reset this matter to April 28th. So hopefully by then, either you're released from custody on the probation matter or Maricopa County will pick you up on the Maricopa case.
Okay.
Great, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Can I get your name, please?
Hi, my name's Thomas James Borden.
All right, thank you, Mr. Gordon. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on a misdemeanor charge for criminal trespass in the second degree out of Pima County out of Sahuarita Municipal Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. Sir, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay? Do you have stable housing?
Yes, ma'am, my own house.
Okay, is that in Sahuarita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am going to release you today on your own promise to appear for your next court date, sir. You'll get a sheet of paper when you get released from custody this morning with the date and time. That's going to be April 22nd at 8:30 a.m. at the Sahuarita Municipal Court, which is in Sahuarita. The only conditions include do not have any contact with the listed victim in this case. Oh yeah, it's a business. It's the Fry. So don't go to the Fry's because you've been trespassed from there. Okay.
All right. Ma'am, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Let me see. They said I keep the 27th. You said it was the date for the court.
April 22nd, 2/2.
Oh, 22nd. Okay, because I have a court date there on the 27th as well. I'm sorry. Thank you.
All right, and there'll be a phone number on the sheet of paper you'll get. So if you can't make it, you call them and let them know to reschedule.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're excused, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks on the seat.
All right. Thanks.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yeah, Keyshawn Maurice Chappelle.
Oh, Mr. Chappelle. All right, good morning, sir. I'm seeing you today on some misdemeanor charges for criminal damage and disorderly conduct, which are alleged to be domestic violence out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. I'm going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office in this case, sir. Are you currently on probation out of city court right now? Okay. All right. So because you're on probation on this out of city court, I am going to impose a bond in this matter of $250, cash or secured. If you do post it, sir, do not commit any acts of domestic violence, no contact of any kind with the victim in the case, Denise Grant. Don't try to go find her or anything like that. All right. And then if you are released from custody or you post your bond, check in with your probation officer within 1 day. If you're released from custody, your next court date is going to be April 2nd at 1:30 p.m. with Judge Million. If you do fail to appear for court, as you know, warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. This is also the time set for your arraignment. You're presumed innocent. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf, deny any allegations filed against you. If you've failed to appear for court, like I said, warrant can issue. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence and you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're on warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. You understand all that, Mr. Chappelle? All right, thank you, sir. Your excuse for today. Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Did you say Dorame? Thank you. All right. Good morning, Mr. Dorame. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on some charges today out of Marana City Court for shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia, and also seeing you on some Tucson City Court matters, failures to appear for criminal trespass, assault, disorderly conduct, failure to stop, and criminal trespass. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. For your Tucson City Court cases, sir, looks like the charges have been going on from 2019. There have been multiple failures to appear. So I am going to impose a bond in the Tucson City Court cases, amount of $1,000. It's going to be cash. If you do post it or if you're released, no drugs, no alcohol. Do not commit any acts of domestic violence. No contact with any of the named victims in the cases. Don't try to go find them. I'm going to consolidate the other civil matters that are pending in City Court. For City Court, your next court date is April 2nd at 1:30 p.m. If you're still in custody, the jail will make sure you get seen. If you're out of custody, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court. For the salary... No, I'm posing a bond of $1,000 because these cases have been going on since 2019 and you have multiple failures to appear. Right. For the Marana City Court case, I'm not done yet. For the Marana City Court case, that one I am going to release you on your own promise to appear. Okay, so no bond on that one. No drugs, no alcohol, no contact with the shoplifting victim. Don't go to the incident location. For that, the next court date's April 30th at 10 a.m. Again, if you're in custody still, the jail will make sure you get seen. If not, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court. You understand all that, sir? Yeah. Thank you. Your excuse for today.
Maldonado.
Morning. Can I get your full name, please?
Yandere Maldonado.
Ms. Maldonado, I'm seeing you today for your initial appearance for some misdemeanor charges out of Tucson City Court for criminal damage and disorderly conduct, which are alleged to be domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. If I release you today, ma'am, do you have somewhere you can stay?
I can't go to my house.
Is that on Pinal?
Yes, that's my house.
So yes, you can go back home. Your husband, Jesus Ortega, does not want contact with you at this time, but he said he's going to be moving out. So you can go back home since he's going to be moving out. Okay. I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, do not commit any acts of domestic violence, no contact with Mr. Ortega. Don't try to go find wherever else he's going to be staying. Don't try to find him at his work or anything like that. Your next court date, ma'am, is going to be April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. You'll get a sheet of paper when you get released from jail with the information, but it's April 22nd at 1:30 at Tucson City Court. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence and you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're on warrant status, you may lose your right to a directive to show up to court, get this taken care of. Understand all that, ma'am?
It's to Tucson Court, right? Downtown?
Yes, I think it's in Alameda.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And this is also the time set for your arraignment. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. All right. Thank you, Ms. Maldonado, for your excuse for today.
Thank you.
Morning.
All right. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Casper Anthony Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some misdemeanor city court charges for resisting arrest, criminal damage, disorderly conduct, 3 counts, which are alleged to be domestic violence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. All right, sir, if I release you today, is there somewhere you can stay that is not with Ms. Santos? An address that is not with? Okay, where would you go? Okay, where is that?
I don't know the address exactly, but it's Valencia and Alberta.
Okay, in Tucson. All right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, Mr. Martin, I am going to release you on your own promise to appear for your next court date. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, do not commit any acts of domestic violence, no contact with Ms. Santos or the listed children in the case. Don't try to go find her or go to her home or her workplace or anything like that. If you do have some personal belongings at that shared residence on Sunrise, you can go with law enforcement escort with a court order just to pick up your belongings if you have anything there you need. Great. Your next court date, sir, is going to be April 22nd at 1:30 p.m. at the Tucson City Court. If you fail to appear, warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence and you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're on warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. So it's in your best interest to show up to court, get this taken care of. Understand all that, Mr. Martin?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And it's also the time set for your arraignment. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. All right. Your excuse for today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Read.
Morning. Can I get your full name, sir?
Yes, Benjamin Reed, Benjamin Christopher Reed.
Thank you. Mr. Reed, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on misdemeanor charges for criminal damage and disorderly conduct, which are alleged to be domestic violence out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm appointing the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. It's ordered consolidating the other city court matters you have pending right now, CM 25009441 and CM 25006078. Okay, because you have other cases pending at this time, and it looks like your mom is the alleged victim in those ones as well, I am going to impose a bond, sir, because you're on release and you got arrested on new stuff. So I'm going to impose a bond of $500 cash. If you do post it, no drugs, no alcohol, do not commit any further acts of domestic violence, no contact with your mom, no contact with Miss Reed, don't try to go find her at her house or anything like that. Your next court date is going to be April 4th at 1:45 p.m. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Trial can go without you. If you're convicted at a trial in your absence and you're not able to be sentenced within 90 days because you're on warrant status, you may lose your right to a direct appeal. So it's in your best interest to show up to court, get it taken care of. Understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's also the time set for your arraignment, so I'm going to enter not guilty pleas on your behalf. All right, your excuse for today, Mr. Reed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, we do have Mr. Williams Daniel here now.
All right, thank you. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Daniel Edward Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on post-indictment cases out of Pima County Superior Court for possession of dangerous drugs and possession of a weapon by a prohibited possessor. The offense date is December 2024. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I gotta set some release conditions for you, sir. I do see that you have a bond already on, I guess, another matter, felony matter. That's pre-indictment. That's a $1,500 bond. I reviewed the pretrial services report. The state's written recommendation is $2,500. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, I asked for a $1,500 concurrent bond with the other case. He's not going anywhere, but he should be getting time credit for these new charges.
All right, thank you. So I can't do concurrent just because there are different stages. Perhaps down the road that can happen, but this is post-indictment. The other one is pre-indictment, so I cannot order concurrent. But I will impose a bond of $1,500 in this matter. Cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. No firearms whatsoever, no drugs, no alcohol, monitoring treatment as directed. And sir, your next court date is going to be a criminal arraignment at the Superior Court on April 2nd at 1:30 p.m. If you post bond, it's up to you to make sure you show up to the 3rd floor at the Superior Court. If you're in custody of the jail, make sure you get seen by video. If you fail to appear, as you know, warrant can issue for your arrest. Understand all that, sir?
Yep.
All right, thank you. You're excused for today. Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Joshua Jenkins.
All right, thank you. Sir, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you on some new felony charges for possession of narcotic drugs, possession of dangerous drugs, possession of drug paraphernalia, and failure to register. And you also seeing you on some Tucson City court cases, failure to appear for animal no shelter and tying animals, animal neglect charges out of Tucson City Court. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one may be appointed for you. For the felony matter, sir, I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to talk about your Tucson City Court matters first, sir. Looks like you had court October of last year in 2024. Did you know you had court last year in October of 2024? Yes. Okay.
No.
Actually. My apologies. That is not your file, sir. Yeah, that's never mind. Ignore the city court matters. Okay. All right. So I'm only seeing on the felonies. Okay. All right. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report. Looks like the state's recommending $7,500. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, Mr. Jenkins is admittedly homeless. I understand that there's a registration violation here. The other charges would presumably be steps eligible. He hasn't had any issues with his registration in 10 years. He was unfailingly cooperative with the police as reflected in the interim complaint. I'd ask you to consider all of those things and consider releasing him to pretrial services supervision so that if he is eligible, he could take advantage of steps and he can take care of this on the outside.
All right, thank you. Mr. Jenkins, I am going to release you to pretrial services today. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial. Also, once you do have an address, to provide proof of that address to your attorney. And you're also to report to the Sheriff's Department within 2 working days of release from custody. All right, so your next court date is going to be April 15th at 1:30 p.m. That's for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go, so just keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear, warrant can issue for your arrest. And I don't know if you're familiar, sir, but outside the jail, there's a Pima County Transition Center. They sometimes can help with temporary housing. Sometimes they can provide a phone and that sort of thing. So you might want to check in with them once you get released. Understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You're excused for today, Mr. Jenkins. Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Yes.
Middle name, Christopher?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, thank you, sir. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on felony charges for criminal damage, 3 counts, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I gotta set some release conditions for you, Mr. Guest. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report. The state's written recommendation is $7,500. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Daubert.
Your Honor, I understand that there's some issues here, but there were no injuries in this car accident, and Mr. Guest has family support, though that was not able to be verified by pretrial services. And ask that you consider releasing him to pretrial services. If you're unwilling to do that, ask for a $1,500 bond.
Okay. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. I'm going to order a bond of $1,500, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Sir, if you do post that bond, if you're released, do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the alleged victims in this case, don't go to the incident location. Your next court date, Mr. Guest, is going to be a preliminary hearing on April 7th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go, so make sure to keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Guest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Hello. I am. Yeah.
All right, good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please? Thank you. Mr. Kellogg, this is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a felony charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and possession of a weapon by a prohibited possessor. And it looks like you also have a post-adjudicated warrant that was served on you for DUI from Pima County Justice Court, but I'm just seeing you today on the new felony charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. Mr. Kellogg, I gotta set some release conditions for you today, sir. I've reviewed the interim complaint and the pretrial services report. The state's written recommendation is $30,000 in bond. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
No, Your Honor.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Kellogg has a somewhat distant criminal history. It's been it's been at least 4 years since he has had any issues with the law. These are allegations as they stand. He has ties to the community. He's got employment, although that hasn't yet been verified. I'd ask that you consider those things and release him to the supervision of pretrial services. If you're not willing to do that, I'd ask for a bond closer to $5,000.
Thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate due to the allegations and the allegation of a firearm being used here. I'm going to pose a bond of $10,000 cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. If you do post that bond, sir, no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms whatsoever, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the listed victim in the case, don't try to go find them or anything like that, don't go to the instant location, which is the Walmart in Valencia. Your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing on April 7th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go, so keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Kellogg?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today. I'm sorry. Can we bring Mr. Kellogg back?
Yes.
My apologies, Mr. Kellogg. I am actually seeing you on your Pima County Justice Court case for the DUI.
Okay.
All right. So that warrant that was issued back in November 2024, and it had an amount of $500. I'm just going to honor that judge's bond amount there. Okay, so conditions for that one. So I got to appoint you an attorney. Hold on. Oh, okay. All right, so it's going to be $500. That was the bond amount that the Justice Court judge had issued, cash or secured. Do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs, no alcohol. Next court date's actually tomorrow at 1 p.m. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video. And let me just get the name of your attorney for you. Okay. I'm going to appoint Robin Auld to be your attorney.
Is that A-U-L-D?
Yes, A-U-L-D. I can give a phone number if you'd like that.
Sure.
575-520-6162. All right, now you're excused. Thank you. Good morning. Can I get your full name, please? I think you're muted over there. Ms. Dauber, would you mind unmuting? Thank you.
So,
That's all right. Sir, can I get your full name, please?
Corey Carson Lane.
Thank you, Mr. Lane. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. It looks like you also have a DOC hold for a parole violation warrant. All right. I'm going to set some release conditions for you on the new felony charges. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report. State's written recommendation is $1,000. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
Your Honor, this would have been straight release to PTS, but for the parole violation warrant and the fact that he's being detained. So $1,000 plus screen for first steps.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, that's also what we would request.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going to impose a bond of $1,000, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. No drugs, no alcohol, no firearms. Monitoring treatment is directed by pretrial. Do not go to the instant location, which is the Nordstrom wrap. And sir, so STEPS is a pre-indictment diversion program for substance abuse drug treatment. Would you be interested in participating in that? Okay, thank you. So you have to do a screening for it. So the next court date for the STEPS hearing to see if you qualify will be April 2nd at 9 a.m. If you're still in custody, which if you have that DOC hold, you probably will be, they'll transport you for that hearing, and then you'll find out next Wednesday if you qualify for that indictment diversion program. The preliminary hearing is the next court date after that, April 7th at 1:30 p.m. If you post your bond and your DOC hold is lifted, then it's up to you to make sure you show up to court or warrant can issue. You understand all that, Mr. Lane?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Excuse for today.
Thank you.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Nathan Gregory Lund.
Thank you, Mr. Lund. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a felony charge for aggravated driving under the influence. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to set some release conditions for you today, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report and the interim complaint. The state's written recommendation is $2,500. Mr. Poston, anything further?
Your Honor, forgive me, that's a typo. It should be 75.
7,500. Anything further to add, Mr. Poston?
Just the nature of it. He's got prior DUIs, extensive fraud, and drug conviction history. It's concerning, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Lund does have a place to stay, although that hasn't been verified by pretrial services. He assures me that he does. He does have ties to the community. These are DUI charges. I'd ask that you consider releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services. If you're willing to do that, I'd ask for a $1,000 bond.
Thank you. I was concerned because Mr. Lund was just recently discharged from probation, I think last week or the week prior. And then this happened, so it was a week ago. So I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. An order of bond of $2,500, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No drugs, no alcohol, no firearms. Monitoring treatment as directed, Mr. Lund. So your next court date is going to be April 7th at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go, so keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, Mr. Lund, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that?
I do well.
Morning, can I get your full name, please?
Juan Moreno.
Middle name, Antonio?
Correct.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moreno. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for driving under the influence or aggravated driving under the influence, criminal damage, and endangerment, which are alleged to be felony charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. It does look like you have an adult probation hold out of Superior Court at this time. I got to set some release conditions for you, sir, on these new felony charges. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's written recommendation looks to be $75,000. Mr. Poston?
Your Honor, this individual collided with another vehicle afterwards he The police noted signs and symptoms of impairment due to the ingestion of intoxicants. What I see here is he collided with another vehicle, many $1,000s in damages, and the victim was taken to the ER and, I quote, at risk of imminent death. The state made several phone calls to the officer to try to get the current status of the victim, but we don't even know if they're still alive. The allegations before the court are DUI related. Defendant has a suspended driver's license for DUI, and he is on probation for a DUI. We believe he is an imminent threat. The lack of license doesn't seem to stop him from driving, nor does it seem to stop him from driving drunk. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Poston. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, we understand the serious nature of these charges. I would like you to note that Mr. Moreno has verified ties to the community, verified housing, verified family support. I am ultimately asking for a bond so that he can start getting credit on this, knowing that he's not getting out due to the adult probation hold. I would ask for a bond closer to $2,500.
Thank you. I note the state's concerns about the status of the victim, but we don't know anything at this time. And of course, there can always be a motion to modify in the future if more serious charges are brought forward. All right. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. I'm going to order a bond of $5,000, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Not drive without a valid driver's license, Mr. Moreno. No drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed. No contact with the alleged victim. Don't try to find them or anything. And if you are released, any terms of your adult probation case in your CR 2024 and contact your PO after you're released from custody. Your next court date is going to be a preliminary hearing on April 7th. That date may or may not go, so keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. Understand all that, Mr. Moreno?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
Your Honor, was it the public defender's office appointed?
Yeah.
The mod.
Good morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Simon.
Your middle name?
D.
How do you spell that?
ABDI.
Thank you, Mr. Omar. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on new felony charges for kidnapping, domestic violence, aggravated assault by entering a residence, domestic violence, burglary in the second degree, and also you have some Tucson City Court failures to appear for obstructing government operations, criminal trespass, and also a failure to appear out of Pima County Justice Court for shoplifting. We'll talk about the felonies first, and then we'll talk about your misdemeanor cases. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. On the felony case, I'm appointing the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you, and you have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. We'll be setting some release conditions for you today, Mr. Omar. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, and the state's written recommendation is $25,000. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
Your Honor, he's an NVCA, yes. He's 5 out of 6. He entered the victim's residence through a window, grabbed belongings, and then physically accosted the victims. And Your Honor, this is very troubling. He has no problem breaking into somebody's house. And we've got a history there, as we've got a history of violent and assaultive behavior, $25,000. He's a risk to the community, specifically to the victim.
All right, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, I understand that the interim complaint contains concerning information. However, Mr. Omar has no prior criminal history, at least at the felony level. I understand that maybe there's some outstanding misdemeanor stuff that we're going to address that I haven't seen yet. But the pretrial services report says that he doesn't have any prior domestic violence issues. The interim complaint mentioned an order of protection, but the pretrial services report doesn't mention any order, it doesn't reflect the existence of any order of protection. The victim has told pretrial services that she doesn't object to his release from custody, and that she would like to maintain contact for the purposes of co-parenting. Given all of that information, I'd ask that you consider releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services, and we can address the concerns to the community with release conditions, making it very clear to Mr. Omar that he is not allowed to return to that incident location or have any sort of unwanted contact with the victim.
Your Honor, I would note that it didn't get into the state's database. This individual has multiple arrests, multiple cases, but most recently we see.
Your Honor, I object to any of this information being presented to the court because I have not had a chance to review it.
All right, thank you. Would the state agree that it appears that the order of protection is currently not valid based on the information we have today?
I can't speak to that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter due to the allegations. Despite what the victim actually wants, I think there are harm to the community, and there's not just one victim, but there's additional people involved here. Okay, I'm going to impose a bond of $10,000 in this case, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. No drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the alleged victims in this case. And if you are released, sir, or if you post your bond, provide your attorney with proof of your address within 5 business days. Your next court date is going to be April 7th at 1:30 p.m. for preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Omar?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And that was the public defender's office appointed?
It was the legal defender's office. All right, Mr. Omar, for your Pima County Justice Court case, that was for the shoplifting. That judge had imposed a bond of $500, so I'm just going to honor that amount that the other judge imposed. That's $500, cash or secured. Conditions include don't have any contact with that business victim, don't try to go there. I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. It's going to be Robin Ald. That's 575-520-6162. Your next court date's actually tomorrow, March 27th at 1 p.m. If you're still in custody, you'll be seen by video and your attorney will be there. All right, and then on the Tucson City Court cases, sir. Since there are multiple failures to appear on that matter, looks like your last court date was back in September of 24. So I'm going to impose a bond of $500 in that case as well, cash or secured. Any of your prior release conditions apply. No contact with the victims in the case. Don't go to incident locations. And also appointing you an attorney on your city court, Mr. Nemec. I think that was your prior attorney. And the next court date for city court will be April 4th at 1:45 p.m. All right, thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Your Honor, I apologize. Is it, unless there were some conflict issues that warranted the legal defender's office appointment, I would request that the public defender's office be appointed in this matter because Mr. Omar is a non-citizen and the public defender's office is better equipped to deal with non-citizens.
Okay, hold on, let me check real quick. All right, Ms. Dauber, I can make that change to appoint the PD's office on the felony matter. However, OCAC had sent the list over saying the legal defender's office should be appointed. So if it needs to be changed in the future, it may need to be, but I'll make that change at your request today, Ms. Dauber. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll keep an eye out for conflicts.
Okay, thank you. Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Pedro Ponce.
Thank you, Mr. Ponce. This is the time set for your initial appearance. So the interim complaint had felony charges listed of aggravated driving under the influence and criminal damage. I did not find probable cause for aggravated driving under the influence, but there was probable cause for a misdemeanor driving under the influence, but there is PC for criminal damage in a felony amount. Okay, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to set some release conditions for you today, sir. I've reviewed the pretrial services report, the interim complaint, and the state's written recommendation is $5,000. Anything further to add, Mr. Poston?
No, Judge.
Thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, Mr. Ponce's ties to the community. He's got verified housing and family support. He has a distant felony history, and he has successfully completed probation before. I'd ask that you consider releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services. If you're not willing to do that, I'd ask for an $1,100 bond.
Thank you. I do think release to pretrial is appropriate in this matter, so I'm going to release to pretrial services. Will be released this morning. Conditions include do not drive without a valid driver's license, no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial, no contact with the alleged victim of the criminal damage in this case. Don't try to go find them or anything else. Your next court date, sir, is going to be a preliminary hearing on April 15th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, whether it's that date or any future dates, a warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that, Mr. Ponce?
I do.
All right, thank you, sir.
I do.
Your excuse for today.
Real.
Morning, can I get your full name, please?
David Rios, Jr.
Thank you, Mr. Rios. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on a felony charge of aggravated assault, serious physical injury, which is a felony. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. In certain instances, if you cannot afford one, one may be appointed for you. I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you in this matter, and you have counsel seated next to you for purposes of today. Looks like you are on felony probation out of Greenlee County, but there's no hold at this time. So I'm just seeing you on this new felony charge. I'm going to set some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report. The state is recommending $50,000 in bond. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
Your Honor, this was a severe beating, and he's on probation for similar charges. This person is dangerous. This person has a history. This person has a high risk of reoffending. He's an NVCAS and a 6 out of 6 twice over. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, I'd like to briefly be heard on probable cause in this matter. The proposed charges are aggravated assault, serious physical injury, but the interim complaint reflects a swollen eye and a fractured orbital bone. I would submit that constitutes temporary but substantial injury, and the court should find that there's no probable cause for the F3. Other than that, I'd ask that you note that there's some clear mental health issues here based on statements that are reflected in the interim complaint, and consider those things when determining release conditions.
Thank you. Mr. Posta, did you want to be heard?
Your Honor, a fractured orbital bone can lead to loss of sight and permanent disfigurement. I would think that does qualify as serious. So state believes there is PC.
All right, thank you. I do think that there's probable cause at this point to establish the F3 charge for aggravated assault. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. I'm going to impose a bond of $50,000, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. No drugs, no alcohol, sir. No firearms, no weapons. Monitoring treatment as directed. No contact with the alleged victim in this case. Don't try to go find them. Anything like that. Your next court date, Mr. Rios, is a preliminary hearing on April 7th at 1:30 p.m. That date may or may not go, so please keep in contact with your attorney. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. If you post your bond, sir, or if you're released, make sure you keep in contact with your adult probation department in Green Lake County and call your probation officer after you're released from custody. You understand all that, Mr. Rios?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Your excuse for today.
Wrong.
It's going to be a minute, but yes, eventually.
Morning, sir. Can I get your full name, please?
Jacob Allen Roan.
Thank you. Mr. Roan, I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for initial appearance, trafficking and stolen property in the second degree, multiple counts of theft of means of transportation, theft and burglary in the third degree. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to hire your own attorney. I'm going to appoint the Pima County Office of the Legal Advocate to represent you. I reviewed the 2 interim complaints in this matter, the pretrial services report. The state has 2 written recommendations of $10,000 concurrent. Mr. Poston, anything further to add?
Your Honor, this person has, in the case ending in report 169, he was caught on video stealing 5 vehicles, later offering them up, one of them up for sale. And on the other one, we have him stealing yet another vehicle, cutting a fence at a third party's properties, apparently ditching the vehicle, but he neglected to not leave footprints connecting him between the vehicle and his home. Your Honor, this person doesn't seem to want to stop stealing. He has a long history of theft and fraud, and he is a danger to the community and everybody who needs transportation to get to work and live their lives. $10,000 concurrent.
All right, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, I'd like you to note that these are nonviolent property crimes. Mr. Rowan does have verified housing tied to the community, family support, verified employment. I'd like you to consider that when imposing release conditions.
All right, thank you. I do think a bond is appropriate in this matter. I am going to impose $10,000 on the CR 25003957. Some cash are secured, released to pretrial if posted. Do not drive without a valid driver's license. No drugs, no alcohol. Monitoring and treatment as directed. No firearms whatsoever. No contact with any of the alleged victims of the burglary or the theft of means in these cases. Do not go to any incident location. You must not leave Pima County without the court's permission. And then on the other case, which is CR 25-003968-FV, was a bond of $2,500, cash or secured, released to pretrial. Other terms will be the same. Next court date for both is going to be April 7th at 1:30 p.m. for a preliminary hearing, sir. If you fail to appear for court, a warrant can issue for your arrest. And that date may or may not go to April 7th, just keep in contact with your attorney. Understand all that, Mr. Roan?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Your excuse for today. Morning. Can I get your full name, please?
Sergio Samayoa.
Thank you, Mr. Samayoa. And is your middle name Fernando?
Fernando, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Samayoa. This is the time set for your initial appearance. I'm seeing you today on some new felony charges for possession of dangerous drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. Also seeing you on failure to appear from Tucson City Court for neglect of animals. So there's a misdemeanor and also a failure to appear of Pima County Justice Court for domestic violence, disorderly conduct. We'll talk about the felonies first, and then we'll talk about the misdemeanors. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney, appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you on the felony case. Got to set some release conditions for you, sir. I've reviewed the interim complaint, the pretrial services report, the state's written recommendation. Mr. Poston, if you can confirm steps eligibility.
Yes, Your Honor. This was drugs paraphernalia. I believe it was just use and possession. But for the fact that he's a 6 out of 6, it would have been straight release to PTS. However, given the fact that he is a 6 out of 6 twice over, it's 2,500.
All right, thank you. Ms. Daubert?
Your Honor, given that he steps eligible, I'd ask that you consider releasing him. He's got family support. He's got ties to the community. While he does have a history, he does also have a few years of compliance, at least at the felony level.
Right, thank you. And Ms. Daubert, if you can address, if I hold him on the misdemeanor matters, would you like a bond on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Samoya, there is something called STEPS. It's a pre-indictment diversion program for substance abuse and drug treatment counseling. Would you be interested in participating in that?
Yes, of course.
All right, so I am going to impose a bond of $500 in this case, cash or secured, released to pretrial if posted. Next Wednesday, sir, April 2nd at 9 a.m. is going to be your STEPS eligibility hearing. The state does a screening to see if you're eligible and if you can participate in it, but that's next Wednesday. If you post your bond, it's up to you to make sure you show up next Wednesday in Superior Court on the 3rd floor. If you don't show up, they're not going to consider you for it. So make sure you show up. If you're in custody, the jail will make sure you get transported for it. Conditions include no drugs, no alcohol, no firearms, monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial. Don't go back to the incident location. The next date after the STEPS hearing next week is going to be April 7th at 1:30 for preliminary hearing. That date may or may not go, so just keep in contact with your attorney, but make sure you show up next week for the STEPS hearing. You understand all that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And then for your justice court case, looks like you failed to appear in October of 24. And there was a bond amount in the justice court case of $500. I'm going to impose a bond of $250 in the justice court case. That's the domestic violence, disorderly conduct case. That's going to be cash or secured. If you do post that, sir, it's going to be no drugs, no alcohol, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with the named victim. And I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. It's going to be Robin Ald. The phone number is 575-520-6162. Next court date for that is actually tomorrow. If you're still in custody, you haven't posted your bond yet, you'll be seen by video, and Miss Ald will be there.
Uh, 3:27 at what time, Your Honor?
At 1 p.m. All right, and on your Tucson City Court cases, sir, looks like you had a court date back in October. Did you know you had court back in October, Tucson City Court, for your neglect of animal cases?
I arrived late that day and then never showed up because I was losing in my mom's house at the same time.
Okay, so for the city court case, sir, I'm going to release you on your own promise to appear, but you are going to get an attorney because you're being held on your other things. So I'm appointing the Tucson City Public Defender's Office. Your next court date for Tucson City will be May 16 at 9 a.m. If you're still in custody, again, the jail will make sure you get seen. If not, it's up to you to make sure you show up to court. If you fail to appear, warrant can issue for your arrest. You understand all that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. You're excused for today.
Thank you.
And then, at the jail, can you guys confirm for Mr. Scott that he in the hospital? Is that what I heard earlier?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe so.
Okay. So we'll reset that matter to this evening.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Let's go ahead and switch on over to where are we switching over to? Yeah, we're switching over to. There we go.
All right. Wake up, stand up. Right. Thank you.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Just a second, get logged on. You may be seated, thank you. Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
I'm going to be changing with 125 and then zero and then JD. Okay. Hey, good morning. My name is Commissioner Elizabeth Campbell, and this is the 11 a.m. initial appearance calendar for March 26, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar.
Buenos días, soy la juez comisionada Elizabeth Campbell. Esta es la lista de causas del 26 de marzo del 2025 de las 11 de la mañana. La orden judicial para la toma de muestra de ADN y de huellas dactilares que se expidió el primer día del mes aplicará o continuará vigente para todas las causas del día de hoy.
Persons are reminded that they have the right to remain silent, and anything they say can be used against them.
Les recuerdo que tienen el derecho a no declarar y cualquier cosa que ustedes digan puede ser utilizada en su contra.
Most of you are qualified for a court-appointed attorney.
La mayor parte de ustedes cumple con los requisitos para que se les nombre un abogado.
If you are not qualified for a court-appointed attorney, or even if you are, you may retain an attorney at your own expense.
Si usted no cumple con los requisitos para que se nombre un abogado nombrado con el tribunal, o incluso aunque cumpla con dichos requisitos, ustedes pueden contratar a un abogado a que ustedes pagarían.
At the conclusion of your hearing, you will be provided with paperwork detailing my orders in your case.
Al concluir la audiencia, ustedes recibirán documentación que lleva información a detalle por escrito de las órdenes que dé.
All right. We are going to take our interpreter matters first.
Primero convocaremos las causas en las que se necesita un intérprete.
Right. And so if we are going to go ahead and start with Jose Barajas.
Vamos a proceder y vamos a empezar con José Barajas.
Mr. Barajas, can you please state your name for the record?
Señor Barajas, por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
José Manuel Barajas Correa.
Repítalo.
José Manuel Barajas Correa.
José Manuel Barajas Cordero.
Correa.
Correa.
And Mr. Barajas, you are telling me today that your full name is Jose Barajas Correa?
Y usted me está diciendo el día de hoy que su nombre completo es José Barajas Correa. Yes.
Sí.
Yes.
Can you please spell Correa?
Por favor, ¿puede deletrear Correa?
Es C de casa, O, doble R, E y A. Correa.
C-O-R-R-E-A. Correa.
Ajá.
All right, I have made a note of that in our system.
Ya incluí una nota en relación a eso en nuestro sistema.
But the Superior Court is still going to have your last name as Barajas, so just so you're aware going forward.
Pero el Tribunal Superior todavía tendrá su nombre como Barajas, nada más para que esté al tanto.
Mr. Correa. And is it correct to say Mr. Correa or Mr. Barajas? Which is more appropriate?
¿Qué es lo correcto? ¿Llamarle señor Correa o señor Barajas? Barajas. Barajas, if you wish.
Thank you, Madam Interpreter. All right, Mr. Barajas, you are here today because you were arrested, or you have been arrested on 5 violations. The first one is possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony. The second one is conspiracy, also a Class 2 felony. The third one is possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. And the fourth one is use of electronic communications in a drug transaction, a Class 4 felony. And the last one is possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for all of those violations today. I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in your case. The first one is on April 1st. And the second one is on April 3rd. Both of those will be in the Superior Court downtown.
Señora, usted se le detuvo por 5 acusaciones. La primera de ellas es por tenencia de drogas nocivas para la venta, que es un delito de categoría 2. Número 2 es por conspiración, también es un delito de categoría 2. La tercera acusación es tenencia de drogas nocivas, es un delito de categoría 4. La cuarta es el utilizar comunicación electrónica en una transacción relacionada con drogas, que es un delito de categoría 4. Y la 5 es tenencia de artículos para el consumo de drogas, que es un delito de categoría 6. Determino que hay motivo de procesamiento para todos los puntos acusatorios. Se le nombrará un abogado para que lo represente. Se va a programar a 2 audiencias. La primera de ellas va a ser para el 1 de abril, la segunda para el 3 de abril. Ambas audiencias se llevarán a cabo en el Tribunal Superior en el centro de Phoenix.
I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in your case in the amount of $75,000.
Y voy a fijar una fianza únicamente en efectivo por $75,000.
In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you are not to have any contact with any co-defendant.
Y en caso de que usted pueda pagar dicha fianza y lo dejen en libertad, usted no puede tener contacto con ninguno de los coacusados.
You'll go ahead and step to the left. The officer will have your paperwork for you.
Pase al lado izquierdo, el oficial le entregará su documentación.
All right. Jesus Chavez Mitchell, and then Pablo Carranza Zarate, please.
Pase Jesús Chávez Michel y después Pablo Carranza Zárate.
Please state your name for the record.
Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Jesús Alberto Chávez Mitchell.
Jesús Alberto Chávez Mitchell.
And Mr. Mitchell, what is your date of birth?
Señor
22 de enero.
¿Cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
22 de enero de 1996.
January 22nd, 1996.
Thank you. And Mr. Mitchell, you are here today because you have been arrested for 6 felony violations.
Señor Michel, está usted aquí el día de hoy porque se le detuvo por 6 delitos.
The first one is possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 3 felony.
La primera de ellas es tenencia de drogas nocivas para la venta, delito de categoría 3.
The second one is conspiracy, a class 3 felony.
La segunda es conspiración, delito de categoría 3.
The third one is possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony.
La tercera, tenencia de drogas nocivas, delito de categoría 4.
The fourth one is use of electronic communications in a drug transaction, a class 4 felony.
La cuarta acusación es uso de un dispositivo electrónico para una transacción relacionada con drogas, un delito de categoría 4.
And the fifth one is possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 5 felony.
Y la quinta es tenencia de artículos para el consumo de drogas, un delito de categoría 5.
I am finding probable cause for all 5 of those violations.
Y determino que hay motivo de procesamiento para todas esas 5 acusaciones.
You were also arrested on charges of narcotic drug possession, a class 5 felony.
También se le detuvo por tenencia de narcóticos, delito de categoría 5.
For the limited purposes of today's hearing, I am finding no probable cause for that violation.
Pero de manera limitada, nada más para los propósitos de la audiencia del día de hoy, determino que no hay motivo de procesamiento para esa acusación.
I am appointing you an attorney.
Voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
And I am setting 2 hearings for you in the Superior Court downtown. The first one on April 1st at 8:30 and the second one on April 3rd at 8:30.
Y voy a fijar 2 audiencias. Ambas se llevarán a cabo en el Tribunal Superior en el centro. Y la primera de ellas será el 1 de abril a las 8:30 y la segunda el 3 de abril a las 8:30.
I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $75,000.
Voy a fijar una fianza de $75,000 únicamente en efectivo.
In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you may not have contact with any co-defendant.
En dado caso de que usted pueda pagar esa fianza y quedar en libertad, se le ordena no tener contacto con ninguno de los coacusados.
If you'll go ahead, Mr. Mitchell, and step to the left, officer will have your paperwork for you.
Señor Mitchell, pase al...
I'm sorry, Madam Interpreter.
Señor Mitchell, pase a la izquierda para que le entregue el oficial su documentación.
And if we could actually have Jose Castro next.
Que pase ahora José Castro.
Good afternoon, Mr. Castro. Could you please state your name for the record?
Buenas tardes, señor Castro. Por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Mi nombre es José Trinidad Castro Lomelí.
My name is José Trinidad Castro Lomelí.
And Mr. Castro, can you spell your last name, please?
Señor Castro, por favor, ¿puede deletrear su apellido?
C-A-S-T-R-O.
C-A-S-T-R-O.
Oh. Okay. Mr. Castro, what is your date of birth?
Señor Castro, ¿cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
Mes 4, día 3 del 77.
Month 4, day 3, 77.
Thank you. And Mr. Castro, you are here today on 2 matters. We're going to talk about your new case first.
Señor Castro, usted está aquí porque tiene 2 causas. Primero hablaremos del caso nuevo.
You were arrested on March 25th, 2025 for 3 felony violations.
A usted le detuvieron el 25 de marzo del 2025 por cometer 3 delitos.
The first one is possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 3 felony.
La primera de esas acusaciones es tenencia de drogas nocivas para la venta, delito de categoría 3.
The second one is conspiracy, a Class 4 felony.
La segunda es conspiración, delito de categoría 4.
And the third one is possession of dangerous drugs for sale, a Class 3 felony.
Y la tercera es tenencia de drogas nocivas para la venta, delito de categoría 3.
I am finding probable cause for all 3 of those violations and appointing you a lawyer.
Determino que hay motivo de procesamiento para esas 3 pretensiones y le voy a nombrar a usted un abogado.
No sé de qué me hablan realmente.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
You can talk to your lawyer about that.
Usted podrá hablar con su abogado respecto a eso.
I'm setting 2 hearings in your matter. The first one is April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is April 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court.
Voy a programar 2 audiencias. La primera de ellas es el 1 de abril a las 8:30, la segunda el 3 de abril a las 8:30. Ambas audiencias serán en el Tribunal Superior del Centro.
In this case, I am setting a cash-only appearance bond in the amount of $75,000.
En este caso voy a fijar una fianza de $75,000 efectivo únicamente.
In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you may not have any contact with any co-defendant.
En caso de que usted pueda pagar esa fianza y quedar en libertad, no puede tener contacto con ninguno de los coacusados.
The second case, you are... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Madam Interpreter. I'm sorry.
¿Puede repetir lo que dijo, señor? Can you please repeat what you said? Señor.
No sé de qué me hablan, no sé por qué soy aquí.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Yo me agarraron por nada, no tengo pruebas de nada. No sé ni por qué estoy aquí.
They didn't catch me with anything, nothing. So I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why you have me here.
No sé de qué me están hablando.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So there's also a second case where you are here today on a warrant for violation of your probation in case 2024-15-8614.
Señor, usted también tiene un segundo caso. Usted aquí también está porque tenía una orden de arresto por quebrantar el régimen a prueba en el caso 2024-158614.
Yo no he quebrantado mi provecho ni nada. Yo he estado bien, he estado viendo mi provecho y no sé por qué fue detenido y ni sé por qué estoy aquí.
I have not violated my probation. I don't know why I was arrested. I've been in contact with probation. I don't even know why I'm here. Why was I detained?
Okay. And the in your paperwork will be the Form 4 with that information for you. In the probation violation matter, I am setting a secured bond, and we're going to need to reprint this.
La documentación que se le entrega incluirá toda esa información. En el caso de quebrantamiento de régimen a prueba, voy a fijar una fianza con garantía.
In the amount of $750.
Por la cantidad de $750.
And if you will go ahead and step to the left, the officers will have your paperwork for you.
Pase a la izquierda para que los oficiales le entreguen la documentación.
She's going to reprint that paper. All right. And if we could have Pablo Zarate, please.
Pablo Zárate, pase.
Could you please state your name for the record?
Señor Zárate, por favor, diga su nombre para que conste en actas.
Pablo César Carranza Zárate.
Pablo César Carranza Zárate.
And Mr. Zarate, what is your date of birth?
Señor Zárate, ¿cuál es su fecha de nacimiento?
27 de mayo de 1978.
May 27, 1978.
And Mr. Zarate, you are here today because you were arrested on March 25th for 2 violations.
Señor Zárate, usted está aquí porque lo arrestaron el 25 de marzo por 2 pretensiones.
The first one is possession of dangerous drugs, a class 4 felony.
La primera de ellas es tenencia de drogas nocivas, un delito de categoría 4.
And the second one is possession of drug paraphernalia, a class 6 felony.
Y la segunda es tenencia de artículos para el consumo de drogas, un delito de categoría 6.
I am appointing you an attorney.
Voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente.
And setting 2 hearing dates in your matter.
Y programaré 2 audiencias.
The first one is on April 10th at 8:30.
La primera de esas audiencias será el 10 de abril a las 8:30.
And the second one is on April 14th at 8:30.
Y la segunda es el 14 de abril a las 8:30.
And both of those are in the downtown Superior Court.
Ambas audiencias se llevarán a cabo en el Tribunal Superior del Centro.
And Mr. Zarate, I am inclined today to release you to pretrial services, so long as you will promise me you will attend those 2 dates.
Señor Zárate, me inclino por dejarlo en libertad bajo la supervisión de la Agencia del Control de Procesados, siempre y cuando usted prometa que se va a presentar a esas 2 audiencias.
Sí, lo prometo.
Yes, I promise that.
Okay, so if you'll step to the left, the officer will have your paperwork for you.
Pase al lado izquierdo para que el oficial entregue su documentación.
Okay, gracias.
Okay, thank you. Gracias, señor.
Madam Interpreter, could you inquire in the gallery as to whether or not anybody else needs an interpreter services?
Certainly, Your Honor. ¿Hay alguien más en la sala que necesite la ayuda de un intérprete? Levante la mano.
All right. Madam Interpreter, we appreciate your services today, but I think we are done with the Spanish only folks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you. Joe Sims, please, followed by Anthony Martinez. Good morning, Mr. Sims.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name for the record?
Joe Allen Sims III.
And Mr. Sims, what is your date of birth?
07/31/97.
Thank you. And you are here today on a warrant for the grand jury out of the Maricopa County Superior Court. Because the date of your latest offense was while you were on release for another felony, I am going to hold you non-bondable today. If you will, I am appointing you an attorney, and I'm setting you 2 hearings. The first is on April 2nd at 8:30, and then you also have a hearing on that same day at 1:30 p.m. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Okay.
All right. If you go ahead, step to your left, officer will have your paperwork. will you state your name for the record?
I'm sorry?
Will you state your name for the record?
Anthony Martinez,
And Mr. Martinez, what is your date of birth?
September 25th, 1983.
Okay. And you are here today on a new case. You were arrested on March 25th for possession of narcotic drugs for sale, a Class 2 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, and false reporting to a law enforcement officer, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I am finding probable cause for those offenses, and I'm setting 3 hearing dates for you. The first is on April 1st, the second at 8:30, the second one is on April 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon, and the last one is on April 3rd at 8:30. All of those are at the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Okay.
Because you were on felony release at the time of these latest incidents, I am holding you non-bondable today on the new case. In addition, you have a bench warrant out on case CR 25-109496. And in that case, I'm appointing you an attorney in both cases, and in the failure to appear case, which is the bench warrant case, I'm setting 2 hearings, the first on April 1st at 8:30, and the second one on April 3rd at 8:30. I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500 in that case.
Okay.
Okay? So if you'll go ahead and step to the left, officers will have your paperwork for you.
So there's no, I don't understand. So I cannot, I don't have a bond on.
Well, you're non-bondable. So you're not able to bond out on the first case. So you're going to be held without bond on the first case.
Okay.
Okay, on the second case, which is the failure to appear, I am setting a $500 secured bond.
Okay.
Okay, and so you can talk to your lawyer who I've appointed in both cases about the status of your various cases, and you do have some upcoming court appearances too where you'll be able to talk to the judge. So if you'll go ahead and step to the left, officers will have your paperwork for you. All right, Eli Dick, and then Denzel Franklin.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Dick, will you please state your name to the record?
Eli Dick.
And Mr. Dick, what is your date of birth?
January 29, 1979.
Thank you. And Mr. Dick, you are here on an out-of-county warrant. Hold on. And I am, due to where you are in that case, I am not appointing you an attorney at this time. However, you do have a arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30 in the Navajo County Superior Court.
April 2nd, it's supposed to be April 16th.
Well, I go to the one on April 2nd because it's always better to be a little early than a lot late, right?
I have, last week I had court on the 19th. I had phone court, and the judge there quashed my warrant. And then this morning I called my mom, and she called Navajo County, and they said they quashed it at 9 a.m. this morning. And she gave me a phone number, and I was trying to get to the court to see if somebody could call it. And she was saying that she was trying to have them fax it over or whatever. But there's a phone number I have right here saying that my warrant is quashed.
All right, so what we can do, if you'll go ahead and have a seat, we can call down to Navajo County.
I got the number right here.
Okay, I think we have the number too. Okay, and so if you'll have a seat, we'll follow up on that, and then we'll take you towards the end of the calendar, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and take Denzel Franklin, please. And Mr. Franklin, could you please state your name for the record?
Denzel Franklin, yeah.
And Ms. Franklin, what is your date of birth?
10/22/1990.
All right. And Mr. Franklin, you are here for a new case. You have arrests for fraudulent schemes and artifices, a felony, taking the identity of another, that's also a felony, and criminal possession of a forgery device, that's a Class 6 felony. For the limited purposes of today's hearing, I'm finding probable cause for taking the identity of another and possessing a forgery device. Those are both felonies, but I am not finding probable cause on the fraudulent schemes piece. Okay.
Thank you.
I am finding, for purposes of appointing you an attorney, that you are not indigent, so you can retain an attorney at your own expense. And if you believe that is an incorrect finding, you can bring that up later. Hold on. Setting 2 hearings in your case. The first one is April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is April 3rd at 8:30. Those are in the downtown Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your case in the amount of $1,000.
Okay. What does that mean, secured?
It means that you can work with a bonding company to post that bond and secure your release. So the officer will have the contact information for bonding companies if you would like to use that option.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. All right, Andrew Gotson, please. Good morning. Mr. Gotson, can you please state your name for the record?
09/21/1997.
Okay, and what about your name?
Andrew Gotson.
All right. And you are here today based on an arrest on March 25th for theft of a means of transportation, a Class 4 felony, and possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause for each of those violations. I am appointing you an attorney today and setting 2 hearings. The first is on April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is on April 3rd at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your case in the amount of $1,000. In the event that you are able to post that bond, you are not to have any contact with any co-defendants. And are you on probation?
Yes, I'm currently on probation now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I do see that. If you're able to post bond in the new case, you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. Now, you are also here on probation violation warrant out of the Superior Court in your cases ending, your 23 case ending 6489 and your 24 case ending 1238. In the 23 case for the probation violation warrant matter, I am appointing you an attorney. Actually, let's do it this way. I'm appointing you an attorney in both probation violation matters and setting hearings at the Downtown Superior Court on April 2nd at 8:30. So go to those. I am setting a secured appearance bond in both probation violation matters in the amount of $1,000. So in all three cases, total is a $3,000 secured appearance bond. If you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you're not to have contact with any co-defendant in your first case, and you do need to contact your probation officer within.
Is there a way to get her number?
Huh?
Is there a way to get her number, or do I have to call to ask one of them?
That should be on your paperwork, and if not, the detention officers will be able to provide you with that information.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, go ahead, step to your left. All right, Robert Vaughn, please, and then we're going to have Jessica Paramo. Mr. Vaughn, will you please state your name for the record?
Robert Vaughn.
And Mr. Vaughn, what is your date of birth?
7/17/1985.
All right. You are here. Hold on. All right. You are here to on 4 charges based upon arrest on March 2nd of this year, and they are as follows: aggravated assault victim bound or restrained, a Class 6 felony; endangerment, a Class 6 felony; disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony; and possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 6 felony.
Yeah, it was an airsoft gun. I had some kind of and I didn't point at nobody or nothing, so I'm not sure why they're hitting me with something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's totally legal.
I am appointing you an attorney, and you can take that up with your attorney for purposes of today's hearing. I am finding probable cause for all of those. I am setting you a hearing on April 1st at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court, and a second hearing on April 3rd at 8:30 also in the Downtown Superior Court. I am setting you a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,000. And in the event that you are able to post that amount, you may not have contact with any of the alleged victims in this matter. All right, so if you go ahead and step to the left, officer will have your paper. Oh, wait, come back. I'm sorry, you got another matter. My bad. You are also here today on a failure to pay child support arrest warrant. And that is in the amount of $869. You would need to pay that purge amount before you could be released. Okay? So if you'll go ahead, step to the left, officer will have your paperwork. Yes, those are warrant. All right. Ms. Promo, will you please state your name for the record?
Jessica Paramo.
All right. And Ms. Promo, what is your date of birth?
6/21/89.
All right. And Ms. Promo, you are here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in your matter. The first is April 2nd at 8:30, and the second one is both on April 2nd at 8:30 in the Downtown Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,500.
Okay.
In the event that you are able to post that bond, you would need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Okay. Is that total?
Now, you are also here on a second probation violation matter. Again, I'm appointing you an attorney, and your hearings in that matter are also in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court on April 2nd at 8:30. In that matter, I'm setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. Okay.
Okay. And that secured is usually what, 10% or something?
I think about, yes, but it does vary.
Okay.
So you're going to have to talk to whoever the bonds person is on that.
Okay.
In the event that you are able to post that, could you please? You need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Okay.
Okay. If you'll go ahead, step to the left.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, hold on. I got a question on number 30. Okay, I'll leave it. Yeah, let's leave that for just a hot second. Okay. All right. Dane Austin and then Renee and Zuris, please. Mr. Austin, please state your name for the record.
Dane Curtis Austin.
And Mr. Austin, what is your date of birth?
5277.
Thank you. All right. You are here today on a warrant out of the Superior Court for probation violation. I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in your case. Both of them are for April 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Yes, ma'am.
I am setting a secured appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $750. And if in the event that you are able to post that bond, you will need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And with that, if you'll go ahead, step to the left. Trina, this is yours. Awesome. Thanks. All right. Good afternoon.
Good morning, miss.
Mr. Anzuris, will you please state your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Renee Anzuris. My birthday is 04/12/99.
Perfect. And you are here today on 2 matters.
Just a side note before you continue. I'll be honest, it was like 4 years ago. I 360 my whole life, so I would appreciate a little bit of leniency so I don't have to start all over again because it's so hard starting over again, man.
Okay. So you are here on 2 probation violation warrants from the Maricopa County Superior Court.
Yes, ma'am.
And I am going to, so let me look real quick.
Yes, ma'am. I also want to make it be known, like, I have actual full support this time versus the first time I came here, so it's a whole different scenario.
right. It looks like you have not been cooperative with your probation.
Yeah, I literally, like, I told the arresting officer, I don't even remember. It was during COVID time, so it was a weird situation. I was on the phone with her 90% of the time, so I ended up losing contact, and just, that's on me.
All right,
sure.
and I appreciate that, but
Yeah,
you do need to get back on track with that. Hold up just a second.
Yes, ma'am. I have a stable address, been there for 1.5 years already. I mean, I can actually get it done with no side quest involved in it. I can achieve it all the way through.
All right. Well, are you employed?
Yes, ma'am. I actually work at Chili's right now. I've been employed for them for a while now. I barely started getting my benefits and everything, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I really don't want to have to take 3 steps back just to try to step forward again.
All right.
Difficult situation.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
I am honestly the failure to keep up with your probation, your PO. That's.
I know that's kind of like I said, that's on me. I lost contact during COVID time, and that's on me for sure.
All right, I appreciate that. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, in both cases, just so you know, and then I'll go through them individually, is I'm going to set a combined $1,750 secured appearance bond, so you can work with a bonds person to go ahead and get that posted. So let me back up now that I've looked through all that.
Yes.
All right. So in both cases, I am appointing you an attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
And hearings have been set in these matters on April 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. In the 18 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $750. And in the 19 matter, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $8,000. If you are able to post that bond, you need to, for real, contact the probation officer.
I'm so serious. Like, it's a weird situation. I got it figured out. Hands down, I don't even think I should be here, but I'm here, so
you're here.
I deal with it, yeah.
Post the bond, contact your PO within 72 hours, okay?
Quick question, is that information on the paperwork?
Yes, and yes, it should be on the paperwork, and the officers will have the bonds person's information as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, step to your left.
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, did that work? Yes. Excellent. All right. German Dinogene, and I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. And then if we could have Marina Yazi, please.
Hello, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Herman Dinogen,
And Mr. Dinogen, what is your date of birth?
10/6/89.
All right, and Mr. Dinogen, you are here on 2 cases today. You have a case based upon a new arrest for retail theft, a Class 4 felony, and actually they're a shoplifting, also a Class 4 felony. In those cases, I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings. The first is on April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is on April 3rd, also at 8:30, in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. In the new case, I'm setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250.
$250, okay.
Okay. And in the event you are able to post that bond, no contact with any co-defendant, and you need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. In the second case is a probation violation case. In that case, I'm also appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings, the first on April 2nd at 8:30, and the second one also on April 2nd at 8:30. In that case, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250. So it's a total for both cases, secured appearance bond in the amount of $500.
$500 this would be. Okay.
Yeah. So if you'll go ahead, step to the left, officer will have your paperwork.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Yazzie, please. Hi. Ms. Yazzie, will you please state your name for the record?
Marlene Yazzie.
And Ms. Yazzie, what is your date of birth?
8781.
Thank you. And Ms. Yazzie, you are here on new charges from March 25th, and they are based upon arrest on March 25th. They are possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony, shoplifting, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and criminal trespass in the second degree, a Class 2 misdemeanor. I am finding probable cause for all of those violations. Okay. I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in this new case. The first is on April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is on April 3rd at 8:30, both in the downtown Superior Court. Now, your other 2 cases are probation violation cases. In the first 24 case, well, actually, let me do it this way. In both of those probation violations, you have a case CR 2024-106334 and CR 2025-100496. In both of those cases, I am appointing you an attorney. And hearings have been set on April 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $250 in each of those cases. So for all 3 cases, I am setting a combined secured appearance bond in the amount of $750, okay? In the event that you are able to post that bond and secure a release, you will need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours.
So what does that mean? Can I get released?
If you post the bond.
What about if I don't have the bond money?
If you don't have the bond money, you can work with a bonds person because it's a secured bond, to get the secured bond. Okay? And if you're unable to post the bond, then you will remain in custody at least until your hearings on April 2nd. Okay?
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Step to the left. Officer will have your paperwork. All right. Timothy Bowles, please. Mr. Bowles, can you please state your name for the record?
Timothy Bowles, 1299.
Thank you. And Mr. Bowles, you are here on a arrest warrant out of the Superior Court.
Yeah.
And I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in your case. The first one is April 10th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court, and the second one is April 14th at 8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. I am, as long as you promise me that you will attend those 2 hearings, I'm inclined today to release you on your own recognizance. Will you attend those 2 hearings?
Yes.
All right. Then do it, and if you go ahead, step to the left, officer will have your paperwork for you. All right, Angela Ortega and then Isaac Glover, please. Hi, Ms. Ortega, could you please state your name for the record?
Angela Ortega, 12985.
All right. And Ms. Ortega, you are here based upon an arrest on March 25th for possession of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I did find probable cause for those violations, and I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearings in your matter, the first on April 10th at 8:30 and the second one on April 14th at 8:30. Now, as long as you will promise me that you will attend those 2 hearings, I am inclined today to release you to pretrial supervision.
I promise.
Okay, then if you go ahead, step to the left, officer will have your paperwork for you. Yes. Maybe. And then Isaac Glover, please. Mr. Glover, will you please state your name for the record?
Isaac Glover.
Mr. Glover, what is your date of birth?
12/28/80.
Thank you. And Mr. Glover, you are here today for possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony. I did find probable cause for that. And I'm setting 2 hearings for you, a first hearing on April 10th at 8:30 and a second hearing on April 14th at 8:30. Now, as long as you promise me that you will attend those hearings, I am inclined today to release you to pretrial supervision.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well then go ahead, step to the left. Officer will have your paperwork for you. All right, Julian Cockrell, and then we might need to take a bit of a break. Let's go with Julian Cockrell, please. Could be Jillian. My bad.
One second, Your Honor. We're locating there.
Oh.
Because of the complaint that we just added. Oh, this is Eli. They did talk about asking them if this was unmarked. The mark was for the shoes.
Appreciate Your Honor.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm asking Navajo County if I ever was to do that work. Okay. Because it's previously questioned that issue warrant. The warrant has a commitment issue, the evidence issue. But it's the same. It has the same case number 1338. And he took it in first. Oh, there's a silver one. Oh, wait. Okay.
All right. Ms. Cockrell, will you please state your name for the record, please?
Jillian Cockrell.
All right. And Ms. Cockrell, you are here today on an arrest on March 25th, 2025 for the violation of organized retail theft, a class 4 felony. I did find probable cause for that. And I'm setting 2 hearings, the first on April 10th at 8:30 and the second one on April 14th at 8:30. As long as you promise me you will attend those 2 hearings, and both of those are at the downtown Superior Court, I am inclined to release you on your own recognizance today.
I will go.
All right, go ahead, step to the left. Officer will have your paperwork for you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, can we just have, I think I need a moment to confirm a couple things, so if we could just wait. Which one was the... There's probably the one I'm going to go get casted with it. Yeah. Okay. Is that okay? Tell me I can't. I was going to look at the victim impact statement.
What's your last name?
And officers, I do know I have a couple folks back there. I need a minute. I will be right back. All right.
Some states like they don't expect that with insurance charges, even though it's selling the unit.
All right, if we could have, please, number 15 back, Mr. Dick. And you can put number 32. Okay. Mr. Dick, and we have Eli Dick back with us. We did follow up on the information, and it looks like what you are here on, make sure I'm on the right one. Today is a warrant issued by Navajo County on March 24th. So something may have happened between the 19th and the 24th. Yeah. But I'm going to honor this warrant out of Navajo County today. I am setting because of the status, as we discussed before, of your existing case in Navajo County, I'm not appointing you an attorney today. You do have an arraignment hearing set on April 2nd at 8:30 in the warrant case. And I do realize that you also have another hearing set in that case. Go to the April 2nd one, because that's first. Whatever hearing is first, go to that one, all right?
Because they said it was cleared this morning. They said the warrant was quashed.
Well, I don't know if they were talking about, we're showing a new warrant on March 24th, and that's the one we're here on today.
What warrant is that for?
I can tell you. Hold on.
Because they said I was fine. They said it was quashed, and then they said that my next court date was April 2nd. April 16th.
And yes, you also have a court date on April 16th, and you can have more than one court date. So this was so you need to, the one I'm looking at was issued on March 24th. You need to go ahead. You can talk to your lawyer, who I believe is appointed in that Navajo County case, and your family can also reach out to Navajo County and try to clear it up. Based on the information I have right now, what I am going to do is I am going to set a secured appearance bond in the amount of $5,000. That means you can work with a bonds person to post that bond.
Do you know what that was on the 24th? Because I have no idea.
Okay, you can...
because the last time I talked to them, they said the 19th was quashed, and then I don't appear to court until the 16th.
I'm looking at a failure to appear warrant on the 24th. So again, you're going to need to contact Navajo County. I've done what I can today. So if you post the bond, you can be released. Otherwise, you'll be transported for your Navajo County hearing on April 2nd. Okay?
Yeah, because the only court date they gave me was the 16th. They didn't give me nothing.
Okay, and I'm not. I'm giving you another one. This is the April 2nd at 8:30 in Navajo County. All right. Go ahead. Step to the left. Officer will have your paperwork for you.
Ma'am, I've been in custody years.
Your Honor, he is in our custody. He's been in our custody for about a week.
That's why I didn't know about that warrant.
Okay.
I just realized that he's been in custody for about a week. So.
He's been in custody for about a week.
So I don't know anything about that warrant.
Okay.
I think I came in like on the 21st or something, because the last time I talked to them was on the 19th, and they told me to come on the 16th for a hearing. So I don't know what that 24th is. I have no idea at all what's going on. A warrant on the 24th. Wow. Yes, I really don't know what that warrant is about. And my mom talked to them this morning, and they said that warrant was quashed at 9 a.m. this morning because they forgot to put it in their system or something.
Yes, he's been in custody for 6 days, so it's the 21st. So we can transport him to Navajo County if he didn't have a court date.
Okay. Hold on.
Behind those things. So.
All right, let me check this real quick. Hold on, I'll be back.
Yeah, because it is squashed.
All right. Sir, I need you to hold on just a second for me.
Thank you, sir.
Just wait there for a minute.
Thank you. Cause
no way.
At all possible and when we can. I'm looking for your matter, there it is. Okay, so all right. So we did have a email from Navajo County about your matter. I am going to release you today without any further bond. In this matter, there is language in your order, and please have a look at that. Your next hearing is on April 16th, as I believe you kept telling me, at 10:30 in Navajo County. So officer will have that new information. And again, thank you for your patience. I appreciate that.
Do you know what the miscommunication was?
I don't, but I'm glad we got it straightened out for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay?
I appreciate you, ma'am. Thank you.
You should have stayed here. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I know we have some house calls, but I think that's probably Mr. Combs is in there.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anybody else? Is it cleared other than Mr. Combs?
There's no one else in there.
All right, Mr. Combs, if you'll come on up. Mr. Combs, I appreciate your patience today. So you are here on three matters today. You have your new case, and we'll talk about that, but you also have some out-of-state warrants that you're here on as well. So with regard to your new case, this is an incident that happened on March 23rd, and you were arrested for child vulnerable adult abuse, a Class 2 felony, aggravated assault, impeding breathing, a Class 4 felony, aggravated assault on a minor, a Class 6 felony, threat, intimidation, property damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. I am finding probable cause on all of those. I have reviewed the relevant documents in your case and considered both the state's recommendation as well as the victim statement in this case. I am appointing you an attorney and setting 2 hearing dates. The first one is on April 1st at 8:30, and the second one is on April 3rd at 8:30. Both of those are in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in your matter in the amount of $50,000. In the event you are able to post that bond and secure your release, you will be subject to pretrial services to include ankle monitoring. You are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You are not to initiate contact or have any contact with any alleged victims. You may not possess weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. You may not reside at the same location as any alleged victim. If you need a civil standby to collect your essential belongings, you can arrange for that with the city police where your belongings are. You are cautioned that a violation of the no victim contact order in this case may result in another felony violation. With regard to the out-of-state warrants, so you have 2 of those, both of them from Texas. On the first one involving fraud and illegal use of credit cards. I think there were some other ones in there too, but just to distinguish those two. You have, hold on. And then there is a second warrant also out of Texas, and that is for failure to register as you were required to do. Now, for warrants out of another state, they issue those when they want you to come back to that state to deal with that stuff there. You should have received information on a laminated paper card. Did you read that?
Yes.
Okay. And as I stated, you have a warrant from the state of Texas. You have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days. Or you can demand an extradition hearing and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of Texas. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days to allow time for the requesting state to come for you. That 30 days would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any charges pending against you anywhere in Arizona. And again, you have been arrested on new felony charges here in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending against you in Arizona, the 30-day period would not start until those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing for April 7th at 1:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because extradition matters are civil in nature, but you would have to you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense if you choose. You are entitled to bail, which in this case, so in the failure to register as required case, that would be a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. And in the fraud case, it would be a secured appearance bond of $9,000. But again, you also would have bond on your Arizona new case as well. If you aren't able to post your bail, you would be held in custody during that time or until another judge modifies your bail. As I said, you have they're called fugitive from justice hearings on April 7th at 1:30. A governor's warrant signed by the governors of both states is required to extradite you to Texas. That process could take up to 90 days. So you have to decide today whether or not you want to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be held non-bondable in your Texas warrant. You can also wait. There's nothing special about making that decision today. You can wait and talk to the judge on April 7th at 1:30, and you can still make that decision then. I understand there is a public defender that is frequently there at those hearings to assist folks. Because I am appointing you an attorney in your new Arizona case, that attorney may also have some useful information about your Texas warrants.
I've read this paper, the laminated paper, and the part where you say 30 days could change into 90 days only matters if I don't have any charges pending. Otherwise, this is, if I'm understanding this right.
And it might behoove you, and again, I can't provide you with legal advice, and you do have the new case in Arizona. You do have an extradition, the extradition hearing that is set on April 7th, and you will have the opportunity to talk to your attorney on your new Arizona case. waiting is definitely something you can do and decide whether or not you want to waive at a later time.
I'm gonna have to wait because I don't understand everything, and I believe that a lot of the reason my record looks the way it does is I was in a rush to get out or worried about what was gonna happen if I didn't, and I'm not gonna do that this time. I need to be certain about what the language on these papers are.
By all means, sir, I agree with that. I think everybody should be real sure about anything anytime they're signing it. All right, so with that, I am going to go ahead and as I indicated, set a secured appearance bond in the failure to register case in the amount of $50,000. And in the fraud case, these are the Texas warrant cases in the amount of $9,000. And your fugitive from justice hearing, your initial one will be held on April 7th at 1:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. And with that, sir, the officer should have your paperwork and you can step left.
Total, my bond would be what?
$109,000 secured.
Total. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, go ahead, step to the left.
Number 8. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Did I do it? Yeah, we can do that. We still have number 21 too.
Yeah, I think I've taken out.
All right.
Yeah, he's here, but I'm waiting for him. I'm just making this.
All right.
We're going to bring that to.
I'm going to go ahead and make a record of the household. These individuals are not able to attend today's hearing because they are a danger to themselves or others. The first one is Dylan Armstrong, date of birth 7/25/2003. Mr. Armstrong is here on a new case based upon an arrest on March 25th of 2025 on 4 violations. A street gang violation, a class 3 felony, a burglary in the 3rd degree, a class 4 felony, assault with intent to injure, a class 6 felony, and disorderly conduct fighting, a class 1 misdemeanor. They'd find probable cause for all of those. I am appointing Mr. Armstrong an attorney and setting a status conference on April 1st at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing on April 3rd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court. I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,000. In Mark Morris, date of birth 12/19/1993, is here on two Superior Court warrant cases, and for failure to appear as a result of the status, I'm not appointing Mr. Morris an attorney today. I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500 in the 2003 case, and a secured appearance bond in the amount of $2,500 in the 2009 case. With regard to Gary Searles, Mr. Searles is here on 3 cases today. They are all failure to appear warrants out of the Superior Court. I am appointing Mr. Searles an attorney in all 3 cases, and his hearing date in all 3 cases is April 1st at 8:30. I am setting a secured appearance bond in all 3 cases in the amount of $1,000 for a total secured appearance bond in all 3 cases of $3,000. If any of this changes after I have the opportunity to speak with any of these individuals, then I will update my written order. Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Please state your name for the record.
1008, Leticia V, Valenzuela.
All right. And Mr. Valenzuela, you are here today based upon a probation violation warrant from the Superior Court.
Wait, ma'am, can you repeat that again?
You are here today on a probation violation warrant from the Superior Court, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I am appointing you an attorney in the probation violation matter, and I am setting 2 hearings both on April 2nd at 8:30 in the downtown Maricopa County Superior Court.
Excuse me, Your Honor, can you repeat that again?
Okay. I'm appointing you an attorney. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm setting 2 hearings for you on April 2nd at 8:30.
8:30?
8:30 in the downtown Superior Court. Okay.
And Forte?
I'm sorry, what?
At Forte? Where? Downtown. Oh, downtown? All right. Thank you.
Downtown, yes. I am today, based upon the probation violation, holding you non-bondable today. So you will remain in the custody of the MCSO.
Wait, Your Honor, I got a question. So my bond was at 10,000 because you can check, my bond was at 10,000, and...
But it was a violation of your probation, and I did review the recommendation from the Juvenile Probation Department, and I did take that into consideration. And in consideration of the crime that you have been convicted of and are on probation for, in connection with this new violation, I'm holding you non-bondable today.
Your Honor.
So if you'll go ahead, step to the left, get your paperwork.
Can I talk to you, Your Honor, real quick? So when I had a court in Durango, they said my bond was at 10,000 cash only.
Okay. Well, that's that case. This is the probation violation case. In the probation violation case, I'm holding you non-bondable today. So go ahead.
So how long am I going to have to do time?
Well, you're non-bondable today. You do have your hearing coming up on April 2nd, so you can talk to the judge then. Go ahead, get your paperwork.
Not controlling a $10,000 bond case, all right? So I can hello? You cannot. All right, go ahead. You want me to also? Or if you want to do it, I can take it back.
Yes, take it back, and then yes. Court is in recess for the next 15 minutes until the 2 p.m. calendar.